Stage takes us into a mural courtroom just covered with the history of Santa Barbara. So it's a rainy day here in Santa Barbara, so Bert and I are going to do a 10-stage multi here at the Santa Barbara Courthouse.
Thanks for joining
us. So Bert, introduce yourself, tell us who you are and how long you've been geocaching.
I'm Bert Micevic, and my geocaching name is Flewbiu, and I've been geocaching about 5 years, and I'm hooked. I'm addicted, and I gotta have it.
Fantastic. Well, let's go on to stage 2. Flewbiu, how'd you come up with that name?
Well, I kind of started geocaching by myself, but in a very short time, my best friend, Lynn Kachera, longtime best friend, joined me, and he used his CB handle. The name was Go By You. So I thought, well, since we're caching together, I took Flewbiu, since I have an aviation background. I want to come down here and just take pictures of the tile.
Yeah. So Bert, how'd you find out about geocaching?
Well, I was on an outing with my wife and another couple in a place called Soda Dry Lake, which is about 50 miles east of San Luis Obispo. The lake's soft and mushy in the off-season, so they have these walkways out on the lake, and I'm following a docent, and the docent kept looking over the edge of this walkway. What are you looking for? He says, they say there's a geocache out here. What's that? Well, he didn't want to talk, and so anyway, I got home and I went on the internet and I just looked up geocaching, and of course I came up with geocaching.com, and I just started with that, and then I got my friend Lynn interested, and it never went back. Lynn cached for about 6 months and then became too ill to continue, but I found a local community and it's been great.
So this stage takes us into a mural courtroom just covered with the history of Santa Barbara. Bert, what I really find interesting about you is your hiding philosophy. How do you decide to hide? What kind of caches do you hide?
Well, it's kind of been a journey because I'm on the learning curve, of course, in geocaching journey. I'd like people to go away and sort of have a result that they'd want to tell other people about. And I also learned that ideas for caches are great to have, but you really need to find a place that needs a cache and then develop an idea that will work there. So you have to be sort of in concert with the location.
And so a good example of that would be that geocache that you have over at the Camarillo train station. Can you tell me anything about that?
Because I've been involved with the history of Camarillo, I knew that there was a train station there that's not there anymore. And it's actually the train depot. So that made me think, maybe I could put this train depot on the geocaching map as a little bit of a history lesson about something that's no longer there, but we walk by it. Hundreds of people walk by it every week, getting on and off the train. And I thought it would be interesting. And also, if you are geocaching, sooner or later you're going to pick up a railroad spike that's just lying in the dirt, because there's so many of them that are surplused out and just tossed on the side of the railroad. After you've picked up 2 or 3 spikes, you start thinking about, what can I do with this? So we got a package that works there. And people seem to appreciate hearing a little history they didn't know about.
Well, excellent. All right, well, I think we're going up to the view tower, so let's head that direction. Here we are up at the view tower. Got beautiful views from 4 different directions. Bert, what's the favorite cache that you've hidden?
I think up to now it's probably my Coelty Blues cache. When I arrived on Quality Road, I had a 2.5 mile road to work with, and I had been tired of caching and finding wedgies and telephone poles, and so I'm driving along expecting this road that was like virgin territory, and I found a power pole that didn't go to anything, and it had a controller box with a door ripped off of it on there with no power to it, and I went, my goodness, this is a gift, a phone pole with a box on it that nobody's using. And so I needed some kind of a container. I went down to Restore and found a little metal box that was just held on with a clip, and that fit that in the controller box, and got the right color, sort of the right color paint to match the controller box, and I needed some ornament to make it look real, and I happened to have about a 1937 Black & Decker drill at home that didn't work, that I inherited, and I took a nameplate off of that and turned it upside down and riveted it to the box, and self-made a cache container, a log container myself, and put it in the box. And I went down to a farm office on Quality, and I walked in and through the office and into the garage, and there's this farmer there working on a tractor. I said, do you mind if I put a geocache in a pole down the road here? And he said, you aren't going to sue me, are you? And I said, no. Nobody's going to hurt anything. There's nothing there to hurt. He says, yeah, go ahead. So I put it up, and it's a good earner for FAVs.
I think we're going down the stairs, right?
Right.
Let's go down the stairs. So this is the clock mechanism. Bert, you just did a 10-stage virtual geocache. What'd you think of it?
I tell you, this was the shortest 10-stage virtual cache I could imagine, but so entertaining and so knowledgeable. I really learned a lot about this area and refreshed some of my history on the area. I'd recommend anybody coming here anytime. You can really enjoy the visit and have a lot of fun getting the cache.
Well, Bert, I want to thank you for participating in my Walk and Talk program. It's been really fun, interesting to learn about you, and thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And now that we've done our 10-stage virtual, we just have one thing to say to you. Thanks for joining us.
We're getting better at that.
Eventually I'm gonna get good at it.